Alrighty, lads. Let's get this season over. Or at least this race over, so that we can go to the next week. I'm waiting for next week. Taking shit, damn. Hopefully it's not too as damaging. No puns intended. If you wonder, no puns intended. Hopefully doesn't damage your ass too much. But me, I'm fine. I'm just drinking Pepsi. Spiky. It ain't the worst. It ain't the worst, okay? It ain't the worst. I mean, it really depends. If it's like super spiky, then yeah, sure. But it's not that bad. But yeah. This week we have Brazil in São Paulo, Interlagos. Yeah, we have a very good championship fight in both of the championships. In the Drivers' Championship, and technically, I mean, I'm gonna go with the race results. So, VisileBoar, the defending champion of Season 6, has finally won his first race of Season 7 in Mexico, in front of his countryman Vampy, and F1 Lightning rounds off the top 3. By the way, F1 Lightning went up 12 positions, and he didn't get a driver of the day. Just a little fun fact. Then it's Wave in 4th, Frizzy 5th, DC in 6th, Zinc 7th, Yingaboy 8th, Chimp 9th, and Eclipse rounds off the top 10. And into the Drivers' Championship with Vampy taking P2 in the previous race, and the two AlphaTauri boys scoring mid amounts of points, and as well with Zinc scoring only 6 points, so only 2 points more than Yingaboy and 4 points more than Chimp, and with F1 Lightning getting a P3 with a fastest lap, and VisileBoar winning that race means that at the moment we have 6 drivers mathematically in contention for the Drivers' Championship. Vampy leads the way with 120 points. Chimp 1 point behind Vampy, 119. And by the way, I did the maths. Vampy can't win the championship this race. He would have needed maximum amount of points, which would need to be race win, fastest lap, and a pole position, which he can't do that since he has a quali ban from the last race. But thankfully it's Brazil, so it's very easy to overtake, and you don't have that much pressure going into the final race when you know that you're not in danger of getting a quali ban for the final race as well. Chimp 119 points, Yingaboy 113 points, Zinc 103 points. So even though Vampy can't win the championship, it doesn't mean that he cannot reduce the amount of people being in the championship for the final race, since Yingaboy, Zinc, Lightning, and VisileBoar can be out. And VisileBoar and Lightning are going to have a very difficult task to do this week. Yeah, like I said, the Zinc 103 points, so 17 points behind Vampy. Then F1 Lightning 84 points, 36 points behind Vampy, so he needs to outscore Vampy and Chimp and Yingaboy this race. Basically, the goal for Lightning is to win. The same with VisileBoar. If he wants to somehow stay in the championship, he needs to get 2 wins, and then he needs to get either pole. I mean, bonus points they would matter. He would need bonus points basically. Yeah, then we have Trent in 7th, 62 points. He's out of the championship. Frizzy 8th, 61 points. At the beginning of the season, looked like Frizzy would be fighting for the championship, but since his win in Jeddah, he missed 3 races, and after that he got 8, 5, 0, 4, and 10 points. Then we have Wave in 9th, 53 points, and Sir Nikolai 10th, 41 points. Well, yeah. This Drivers' Championship is going to be very interesting. In the Constructors, though, it's pretty one-sided. Even though Drivers' Championship is very exciting, Constructors is very one-sided. Basically, Racing Bulls need to keep the gap, basically, as it is. They cannot let Alpine outscore them by... Well, 44... Well, that's going to be 26 points. Yeah, roughly 26 points. So basically Alpine need a win, and then both of the Racing Bulls to win it. I mean, it's just going to be a massive calculation disaster. Basically, they need like 26 points, around that range. They need to outscore RBs, V-Cars. Yeah, that's the only thing for the championship. Williams 110 points beyond Racing Bulls. By the way, Alpine are 71 points. But even though for the main championship, for P1, it's not exciting, it doesn't mean that in the mid-pack there's no excitement, since technically from 3rd to 10th, all the teams can get 3rd. Williams 22 points, Mercedes 110, Red Bull 108, McLaren 88, Aston Martin 76, Sauber 71, Haas 70, Ferrari 59. So every single team behind Williams can overtake Williams. Every single team. Williams can as well fight for P2 with Alpine. 39 points between them. So even if Alpine and Williams don't score any points, this race means that Williams are going to be still in the contention. Technically, now that I think about it, I think still McLaren are going to have still are in contention for the Vice Championship. I don't know about Aston Martin, but still there's fights for P2 and P3 in the championship, as Champ gets a 5-place grid penalty. Ooh. Why are these drivers even fighting in qualifying? I don't know, but Champ, well, that ain't gonna be good. That is horrible for him, for his championship. 5-place grid penalty is a massive for a quali ban. Where is he even? He's here. He was on Inters. Well, no, I mean, and Trent went now into the pits. I mean, I guess it's not that expected. I don't know. Clipsy 16.988 on his flying lap to the first sector. Let's go with Paul though, because he's probably the first. No, that's Chesney Reyes. Okay, so it actually is Clipsy, the furthest one on a flying lap. Now into the second sector, or the tight second sector. It's gonna be turn 4, 8, 9, then into 10. Here Albon and Lewis had their own little incident in 2019. Then 11, and then into 12. Of course, you want to avoid that curb on that grass on the entry. And then it just really depends on your setup. Can you take that curb on the inside? And now we round off the lap. Take the inside to the left and eclipse a provisional pole 108.141. Then was Drilla, but now it's Wave 07.242. There's gonna be plenty of laps. Yeah. Now that was a bit dangerous by Wave. With that reset. Of course, that was by the game reset, but still, he went himself straight. Probably fully knowing that there was gonna be a reset. Ooh. Bit. Oh no, wait, that was just that styrofoam. Although to be fair, Zinc is a bit laggy. There, he was a bit laggy is an understatement. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Zinc has a Wi-Fi from a potato, although I don't think even a potato. Potato is probably even better than that. He probably has his internet provider via flipping, I don't know, a dead company. FTX, for example, that crypto company that Mercedes had in 2021. Yeah, in that time, VisileBoar goes provisional pole position 07.6068, Lightning third 07.312. He's fighting with his teammate on an in-lap. DC at the same time is only 26 thousandths behind F1 Lightning. Now they're fighting for that. Who's going to be in front going into the pits? Basically, neither of them want to wait. And F1 Lightning just goes straight on. And I guess it's going to be Lightning who's first from those two. Wave on a flyer, 13 thousandths down his time. Yeah, because F1 Lightning and DC know each other or not. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, sort of, I guess, would make sense. Or understandable. Chesney Race has probably started another lap. Wave into turn number 10. And then into 11. Second sector time, what's it gonna be? Still down as he drifts into turn 12. And there's gonna be a loss of time in there, so bailing out. Yeah, bailing out ERS over. And that's his lap as well over. Zinc on a flyer. Well, he was on a flyer, goes straight on, at least in here. Yeah, that's it. No. Okay, I don't know. Someone might need to tell Zinc to get a better internet. I know that is not me because no one else is lagging like that. By the way, as well, Gabby is back. Into HOR. Wait, I forgot who are here. Reserves. Laurie is the reserve. Chesney Riz goes P9 07720. Alex for Mercedes. Mighty Boo is now reserving. DC is reserving for McLaren. Now this duo is gonna be deadly. Hopefully not literally. And in terms of reserves, I think that might be it. I don't think if Burner. I don't remember if Burner is in Kick Sauber full time. I don't remember. Someone could correct me on that. Or tell me if it is or not. Anyways, Frizzy finishing his lap. And is it going to be in front of VisileBoar? It's going to be close. Well, no, not really. 5 tenths to VisileBoar, which on this track, I know that it is. I know that is TLW. It's just that I don't know if he's in full time in Kick Sauber. I know that he is TLW. I already got told last week, and I remember that. It's just that I don't know if he's in Kick Sauber in full time or is he just a reserve. Okay, thank you. Whoever is behind that account, because I'm as well behind that account on my laptop. So, but yeah, Frizzy, even though he goes 6th, went 6th. 07575 is a decent lap, but when it's 5 tenths behind pole in Brazil, that's huge, because in Brazil you just a tenth can bring you like so many positions. Well, of course, if it's like, okay, thanks Bob. If it's like, of course, in this level it's not gonna make as much of a difference as in, like, I don't know, PSG or something like that. That's true. Okay, Trent gets disqualified for blocking the pit lane. Okay. In the meantime, Lightning goes P2 07233. Goes just in front of Wave, who is on a flyer behind him. So he needs to watch out. That was a bit close. Of course, for Wave, that was not ideal, but that is Trent's AI that has been disqualified, so Trent has absolutely no control over that car whatsoever. Even if he wanted to have any sort of control, that's just, he just cannot do anything about that. VisileBoar finishing his lap, and he goes the first one to go into 06's 06941 and extends the lead over F1 Lightning 3/10 over Lightning in in Brazil. That's mad. Wave 200s up on his time to the second sector, and then this third sector is just pretty much one corner and then a straight. And Wave is going to go in front of Lightning. Yes, he does. Improves a bit more through the third sector and goes in front of F1 Lightning 07176 by Wave. Driller not on a lap, although he's starting a lap. He has plenty of ERS. Oh. He has plenty of ERS, so he's starting a lap as well. This wide line. So yeah, he's starting a lap. Frizzy going a bit of off-roading. Mighty Boo down his time a bit, but it's just a tiny bit, so he can still improve on that easily. Chesney is on a that's what was it called? On an hour lap. The same with Gabby, although not anymore. He got a good toe to start the lap from VisileBoar, as VisileBoar went into the pits. Chimp stays 13th, although he starts his lap though. Zinc starts his lap. Goodness me. Goodness gracious. Driller invalidated his lap. Mighty Boo is going to finish his lap, and where's he going to go? P6 07495 goes up to P6. Frizzy behind goes or starts his flying lap. Chesney Reese is going to start his lap. The Mighty Boo P6 is a very good time from a driver that still races in F2, and he has been fully allowed to race in F2 to finish his F2 season. Yeah, a very good lap from an F1 F2 driver. Gabby, where is he gonna go? He goes P11 07763 by the second Red Bull. That's 8 tenths behind VisileBoar, but of course we know how quick VisileBoar is. Chimp only P9, and at the same time as Frizzy, Zinc goes up to P2 07001. So he's the first one to be actually somewhat close to VisileBoar pretty much this whole qualifying, or at least close with that time that VisileBoar set. Frizzy 07443, and he goes up to P7. Earlier I was going to say that Chimp had an exactly the same time as Frizzy, but Frizzy already improved on that. Chesney Reyes goes up to P11 07526. I mean, honestly, if Yengaboy improves by a tenth, he's going to gain 4 places. And if he gains by 2 tenths, then he's going to gain... Well, he's only going to gain... Well, he's going to go up in front of Frizzy. Yeah, I mean, if exactly 2 tenths, then it's going to be in front of Frizzy. And just behind Alex. By the way, he's in P6 with 073. A3. Champ into the pits. Then. Who do we have? We have YingaBoy started the lap. I just want to see if anyone else is on a lap. Alex definitely not. Starting one. Driller not on a lap. I guess it's gonna be YingaBoy, and he's up by a tenth through the first sector, but invalidates immediately after turn 4. It's very easy one to invalidate there. And the white lines are not aligned with the curb. They're a bit pushed out. It's sort of similar to like Austria, where in Austria it's the yellow ones that actually matter. The two Italian frauds in P19 and P20. One is serving a quali ban, one just being shit. Sorry, Trent. I apologize. Don't take this seriously. Wave on his lap. I completely missed his first sector. Was he improving or not? So let's see if he's improving to the second sector. And is he improving? Yes, he is by 78 thousandths through the second sector. Now that isn't gonna put him in front of Zinc, but it's still gonna be closer to Zinc if he would have finished that lap, which he didn't. So he stays with that time. Alex not on a flyer. Yeah, definitely not, since he's full battery. YingaBoy don't know his first sector, so we're just gonna have to look at his third sector though. Yeah, he has fully given up this lap, so he's not gonna set any sort of time. Clipsy invalidated, and where the burner goes P15, improves by 2.5 tenths, and it goes 0.7979, 2 tenths behind Gabby. Clipsy a bit slow today, I can't lie. What did Trent do? I don't know. I'm just trying to hop on this sort of, I don't know. I'm just randomly picking out of you for Italians, you Sir Nikolai, VisileBoar, Vampy, and then Trent. I'm just picking one of you as a fraud at any given point. Obviously, this is all a joke. Like I'm not literally meaning it. You probably don't, but I don't know. I'm just sort of trying to hop on this fraud train. Thing. I don't know. Sort of. But of course I don't talk in the Discord almost at all. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he can be the biggest fraud. I don't know. Trent. There. Clipsy, 1.5 tenths up on his time through that second sector. That is gonna improve him in front of Laurie. If he would gain a bit more time through this third sector, then he could go in front of Burner. And is he going to go in front of Burner? Yes, he does go in front of Burner. 0.7905, a pretty good lap by Clipsy. Although to be fair to his previous standards that he has set during the last few race weekends, he is not doing good. But YingaBoy is staying in P13 minimum, so that's a huge thing to his championship. And of course this helps out massively Vampy, since Chimp is literally here in P12 himself, so this is massive. This of course helps out Lightning, VisileBoar and Zinc, who all need to catch up to those three during this weekend, especially VisileBoar and F1 Lightning. As Zinc is already within that safe gap of 25 points, but of course, you know, would be nice to close in a bit. Gabby, not improving on his lap. VisileBoar already invalidated through the first opening 3 corners, so he's not going to be improving on his lap whatsoever. Zinc, what's his first sector going to be? This massive... Jesus Christ. First sector by Zinc. Is he improving? Yes, he is by 42 thousandths. So he just needs to improve just a tiny bit. Wave is massively improving 3 tenths through the second sector. What has he taken between those laps? And now Wave is gonna cross the line. Is he gonna go provisional pole position? No, he doesn't. Just lost a bit too much to that third sector and is only 28,000 behind VisileBoar. VisileBoar still stays in P1. Zinc invalidates on his lap, so he stays minimum P3. F1 Lightning is improving on his lap though. DC not improving. Frizzy goes P5, 285. Then we have an Alpine of Ricky going P15. Lightning, where is he gonna go? He's gonna stay fourth, 07108. Pole is not gonna improving. DC staying 7th, at least for now. Champ going up into P9, 07449. And that is the rest of qualifiers done, since Wave is not gonna be improving anymore. So it's a VisileBoar on pole position here in Brazil. Zinc P3, Lightning P4. This is of course beautiful for those three, since with Chimp being P9, Yingaboy being P13, and Vumpy being P19 with his quali ban. This is mighty, almighty for those three in front that I mentioned, including Wave, because he's gonna be close for the win. But yeah, VisileBoar takes pole position here in Brazil, and as well with Chimp's 5 place grid penalty. Although, is it going to be a restart since VisileBoar left? This could be. Well, this ain't gonna be good. Well, that's a bit of a blow for VisileBoar. He left the session, I guess. Of course, not out of his anything. Didn't do anything. I don't think I have him as EA. I know I have him. I might have him. Ah, okay. VisileBoar's back, although he won't be immediately in his car. I don't think so. So we'll see how is AI gonna do. Yeah, we'll see how VisileBoar is gonna do. And then, yeah, as we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and the lights out now, and we go, and here we go with the Brazilian Grand Prix. VisileBoar's AI, of course, gets a horrible start, and Wave takes the race lead from VisileBoar. VisileBoar is now trying to get back in. Let's see when he's gonna rejoin. Pretty much somewhere around here, although he's going straight on into the wall, and he probably has wing damage. Yingaboy dropping down to P18. So the championship contender as well down the order. Clipsy being into a wall and resetting to track. VisileBoar retires from the Grand Prix, and that's a VSC, and that is VisileBoar's race going from a absolutely hero to a complete zero. Honestly, like minus 10 within a sector, with not even a sector. He's gone from P1 pole position, celebrating a pole position, to then seeing that he got disconnected, and then seeing that his equipment is not working, or the game is not working correctly, and he has to. Well, he went into a wall. So yeah, VisileBoar is out of the contention for the championship. We have a virtual safety car. Almost everyone is on the mediums besides DC and Burner, as Zinc goes into the pits. 10-second time penalty for Zinc, and he retires in the pits. I mean, I don't know if that's to do anything with that lagging or anything. But anyways, we are back at racing. Green flag throwing are being thrown out. You could say that this is a bit of a what's it called? Not a standing start, but a rolling start. Anyways, already 2 championship contenders could be out. I say 2. I mean, okay, good, Sir Nikolai. Yeah, VisileBoar already out of the championship, and Zinc could be out of the championship, unless Boy, pretty much everyone in front of him doesn't outscore him by too much, especially Vampy and Champ. Anyways, with lap 2 almost ending, we have a bit of a top 3 getaway with Wave, F1 Lightning and DC. Of course, this is lovely for F1 Lightning, and he's getting overtaken by DC, and DC is going for the move on Wave into turn 1, double overtake on the straight before turn 1, and that is DC into the race lead. Now, of course, in Singapore, he won that race on track, but he lost it due to a penalty. We'll see if he's going to be able to win this race. At the moment, he's showing very great pace, but of course, he's on the softs, so he has a tire advantage. There's a bit of contact between Wave and F1 Lightning, and Lightning is trying to overtake Wave. They're banging wheels. They're banging wheels and side posts. There are even more banging wheels. F1 Lightning is really trying to get in front of Wave, as well, maybe trying to get Wave lose the DRS, but Wave is still within that DRS, although to be fair, the DRS detection zone is after turn 12. And is he going to be in that? Yes, he is. He's within that 1 second, and with that fighting, pole is within that 1 second too, so the breakaway hasn't happened yet. Lightning has to think about pole behind, but he's not overtaking. At the moment, almost everyone is within the DRS besides Clipsy, who, well, got clipped in turn 3 and has damaged front wings, so he's not going to do much. At the moment, he has to pray for a safety car, which, to be fair, on this track is very likely. Frizzy goes in front of pole into turn 4, and the Williams driver is up to P4 behind. I saw something. Champ has a front wing damage. Yeah, so this is another championship contenders race just going a bit, well, shite. We already have 2, Zinc and VisileBoar. A bit of a slide by Champ, and now we have Champ with damaged front wing. Of course, Vampy's race was a bit, well, it's gonna be a question mark where he's gonna finish. Of course, it should be a damage limitation in this race, as Clipsy spins on the exit of turn number 8, and he cannot get out of that place, so he has to reset the track. Of course, all within probably allowed, since he was literally stuck. Wave goes back into the race lead into turn 1, but now with the DRS on this back straight, it could be that DC is gonna be right back into that DRS, that race lead. Oh no, he's not. He doesn't want to overtake. And Lightning was a bit too far to try and get that overtake. Although, to be fair, these are teammates, so, you know, they're gonna be trying to work together, of course. They're gonna try and work together. And to end for RB, in terms of the constructors, I mean, they're gonna be clear, but it's more about the drivers, really. And in the drivers, it ain't looking good. F1 Lightning is getting good amount of points, while Champ is only getting 2 points. Boy is not even close for points, and Vampy is managing his way through the order, but now he has to catch up to Vampy, who he has to catch up to Gabby, who he doesn't have the DRS to, and behind him there's Lori trying to overtake him. In this leading pack, though, DC still doesn't want to overtake Wave, and it seems like he's letting his teammate through F1 Lightning, which is very smart by these 2 McLarens. Of course, they don't want to end up having a situation where F1 Lightning is going to get overtaken by Frizzy, and then they can't do this swap, and basically then F1 Lightning is stuck behind Frizzy and as well with F1 Lightning fighting for the championship, means that it's just easier to do this now rather than later. Young Boy is fighting Burner as he gets, or actually, well, he's trying to defend from Burner, but I mean, a race for Young Boy and our AK, our chase cam user is going a bit rough. Let's just say that it's going a bit rough. Clipsy again having his problems. Behind though, Frizzy is trying to get in front of DC. They're going side by side into turn 1. And Frizzy on the inside, although into turn 2 it's gonna be completely different, and it is gonna be side by side still on the exit of turn 2 and into turn 3, exit of turn 3, they're still side by side. But Frizzy doesn't have ERS, DC has the DRS. We go with pole into turn 4, and DC is still there on the outside, trying to hang on with Frizzy, and with now being in front, or into the inside of turn number 6, means that DC is in front of the Frizzy, tries to go for another move into turn 8, into turn 9, Frizzy on the outside, is he able to hold that? And it's Frizzy trying to yet again go for a move. Clipsy in the meantime retires in the pits. Frizzy just trying to bombard DC, maybe as well trying DC not to trying so that DC isn't gonna have the DRS, but but that has worked. But in the end, he would have probably also liked to have the DRS to the cars in front. He did get DC. DC is getting almost also overtaken by Pole into turn 1. Gets double overtaken. Almost Driller tried to go for a move, but that didn't happen. Alex is trying to get Driller behind. Vumpy gets in front of Gabby, which he does successfully, and he is up to top 10, which is beautiful news for our championship leader. In the top, Paul and Frizzy are fighting for P3. Again, Frizzy is fighting for that P3, although Paul now is on the outside of turn 6 and 7. And Frizzy is up to P3, Paul P4, and DC P5, with Alex sending it down inside on Driller into turn 8, but doesn't work. In that time, while these 5 were fighting, F1 Lightning got in front of Wave, and these two are gonna try and get away from the rest of the pack. DC softs are gonna be, of course, gonna be getting worse and worse as the race goes longer and longer compared to the mediums. In here though, with Wave, these are probably gonna just switch places. I don't think these are gonna be fighting too much, just switching places. Wave goes in front. I'll just leave these two alone. It's more about fighting in the back. For example, for P2 at the moment, Alex bit of troubles as he ghosted. Shezzy Riz gets himself a DRS, or almost gets a DRS. Driller overtakes DC. Pole overtakes Frizzy. So Frizzy drops down 1 position and DC drops down 1 position. Shetiris doesn't have the DRS, at least he isn't within that 1 second. Behind, Vumpy being chased by Trent, who as well has a good race at the moment. He has a very good race. Alex tries to overtake DC. Those softs are really getting eaten. It's already lap 9, as there we have almost the same as I talked about in qualifying, about Lewis and Albon having that incident, that a famous incident in 2019. Alex tried to go down inside. Thankfully, there was a minor contact, which, of course, that sent DC bit oversteer, but thankfully it didn't happen too much. DC is trying to now defend from Alex on the inside. Alex still cannot get a move, as in the meantime, Frizzy in front is in front of Pole. But Pole, is he gonna try and go in front of Frizzy? The answer is no. Into turn 4, no. Alex neither doesn't want to overtake DC yet. Sheddy Riz is just trying to hang on within this DRS. Vumpy still hasn't found a way to overtake Chimp. Of course, Chimp has a broken front wing, so at least for us, he has a broken front wing, as Trent spins Trent spins either by his own fault or by being caused by someone. He has spun into turn 8 and drops down to P16. He was right behind Vampy. Now he drops down behind P16 and he doesn't even have the DRS as of right now to Ricky. Although Ricky, oversteer. He almost had it. He probably could have had it on the exit out of that corner, but he doesn't, unfortunately. Lightning in front of Wave. Vampy into the pits. He's trying to go for that ultimate undercut, which is very famous in this game to be working absolutely beautifully when you need it. Of course, then the downside is that you're gonna have bigger tire wear to the end of the race, but on the hards, tire wear is minimal. The tires are like tanks. They or tanks being shot by a casual AR, you know, barely getting any damage on them. It's kind of crazy how DC has lasted longer on those softs compared to Vampy on the mediums. But of course Vampy is going for a completely different strategy, and his strategy is being a bit shot by Burner, who goes into the back of Burner. His strategy is being completely shot by the Kick Sauber, the other Kick Sauber, who is not fighting for a win. Chimp goes into the pits. Probably he's gonna change his front wing, I'm assuming. Yeah, he's gonna change his front wing, and of course to the other tire. Vampy's gonna now overtake Burner. That's of course a good overtake, good place to overtake, but it's a bit bad place. He just got a very bad timing with Burner. VisileBoar, I will check it later. Even is it gonna be after the stream, or if there's gonna be a safety car. When there's gonna be a virtual, then no. Lorry and Mighty Boo side by side into turn 10. And Lorry's still in front of Mighty Boo. Mighty Boo is though ghosted, and both Ricky and Mighty Boo went off track on the exit of turn 11. I don't know what happened between them, but Ricky is in front of Mighty Boo. DC goes into the pits, and as well does Yinga Boy. Of course, it's going to be very important to not speed in the pits. Lorry gets overtaken by Ricky into turn 1. As well as Mighty Boo and Trent go into the pits. VisileBoar, I know there's probably 24 seconds, but, you know, 24 seconds in here, a lot of stuff can happen, and I just don't want to run that risk of me missing out something in here, as pretty much every single lap there's something happening. It's not like Monaco. Who's gonna be behind Burner? Mighty Boo had a bit of a moment on the exit of the pits. Mighty Boo and Trent and Chimp are behind Burner, although to be fair, Chimp has had to change his front wing, so it's kind of a understandable thing to be behind pretty much everyone that you are in front of, besides DC, who is 5 seconds in front. Gabby, bit of a mistake into turn 12. In front though, Lightning goes for the undercut on Wave. Paul the same with that pack that he was in. Lorry gets a 10 second for speeding in the pit lane. Now that's massive for his race. Wherever he was gonna try and finish, that thing is blown just like that, like a tire. Lightning is rejoining in P7. That undercut, I guess, by DC did not really work. I mean, he is gonna be close with Paul. He's just gonna be behind him. So I guess that undercut did not work as planned. At least how I thought it would be in my head. Vampy right behind Yinga Boy, so that as well. Wasn't Yinga Boy like behind Vampy a couple of places? I mean, of course, he got held up by Burner, so that is as well one thing. In front, though, Wave goes into the pits. The same with Frizzy, the same with Drilla, the same with Alex, same with Chesney. Is Ricky gonna try and stay out? Yes, he is gonna try and stay out. So he's gonna lead that one lap, at least. He's trying to do a different strategy. At least he's getting a bit of screen time just alone. In the meantime, though, Lightning is gonna be in front of Wave easily. But by how much? Is that gonna be over a second? I think that's gonna be over a second. And Lightning has a DRS from someone that he got somehow. Oh no, the guys in the pits. The guys in the pits. The mainly Wave and Lightning. Beautiful undercut. And he's now 1.6 seconds in front of Wave. So Wave has to catch up to that McLaren in front of him. Yeah. DRS on Wave in the pits, which is mad. But yeah, Wave has to catch up to Lightning now by just pure pace. Maybe hope that Ricky is gonna help up F1 Lightning, but it could be as well backfiring him, and maybe Ricky is actually gonna give it a perfect DRS for Lightning, and the gap is just gonna shoot from 1.5 to 2 seconds. Almost. I thought that Ricky is gonna go into the pits, but he's staying out as of right now. Wave, though, is catching up a bit on F1 Lightning. DC goes in front of Frizzy. DC, Frizzy, lovely. Yeah, DC in front of Frizzy, as Mighty Bull probably gets disconnected from the session. Meanwhile, behind, Burner is getting bits of chaos in here. He spins out. First touch to Laurie and then Gabby, and that's him spun. Now, that was a bit dangerous by Gabby and Laurie into turn 4. Anyways, Gabby is in front of Laurie. That was a bit weird between these two. Let's look at the ERS side with these two. Lightning pretty much used maybe all of his ERS. Wave still 50% of the ERS. Wave is actually cooking. Wave is cooking this race. My guy is legitimately cooking. Ricky finally going into the pits. So finally on track. We have Lightning back into the race lead on track behind DC. Nothing much happening. Of course, drivers overtaking Ricky. But, well, that's going to be expected. Ricky's going to be pretty much lost if we exclude Burner. And there we go. Since the pits is going to be longer, then, yeah. And Burner is going to probably retire in the pits. Yeah. Burner. And, yeah, Ricky is lost. Wave within the DRS of Lightning. He is cooking. He is cooking, finally cooking, not like he's a quali merchant. He's actually cooking. DC, though, is a bit catching to these two in front, I feel like. Although, of course, he wants to get there. Now he has that equal tie, of course, 2 laps older than Wave and 1 lap older than his teammate Lightning, but, you know, Wave is going to overtake Lightning for the race lead on lap, as we start lap 18. Still, race is long. Still half of the race is yet to is yet to be driven. Frizzy 3-second time penalty. I think that's no. Laurie got a first 3-second, actual 3-second. As Frizzy tries to go for the overtake on DC. DC tries to go a bit defensive, but Frizzy makes the move on DC into turn number 4, and that's Frizzy on track up to P3. Of course, Frizzy has a 3-second that he just got. But, you know, well, it is how it is. Vampy isn't really making any sort of ground at the moment. He's stuck behind Yenga Boy. So, it's a bit stuck. But, we'll see how his race, how these three are gonna or technically 4 are gonna drive. Chimp, Trent, Vumpy, and Yingaboy in front. Lightning doesn't overtake Wave. Meanwhile, who overtakes is his teammate DC, who goes in front of Frizzy into turn 1. Frizzy, of course, is gonna get that DRS into this back straight, and is he gonna overtake DC? Doesn't look. No, he's not gonna overtake, and behind he doesn't have to do anything. Jesus, high. How many wings? How high is the downforce on his setup? How high is the downforce on his setup if it's like high downforce? Because I want to then as well compare to my setup that I use. Laurie goes straight into turn number 4. Interesting. 40. Jesus Christ, that's high. 48, 43. I have on my setup 39-43. I have 44-33, mate. 44-33. So yeah, Wave, is he gonna get overtaken by Lightning? No, he doesn't. I mean, in terms of, I mean, it's a bit different with the setup. Some people use different setups. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. DC, is he gonna try? No, he's gonna stay behind Frizzy into turn 4. It's kind of hard to have a conversation mid-race and as well try and commentate the race pretty much at the same time. I mean, in this second sector it's pretty much easier, but when it's on the main straight, as Mighty Boo, his car is being automatically retired by the game. I don't know why, but it happened. And yeah, Mighty Boo, yet another driver that retires. Lightning within his DRS. Yeah, I mean that is very high. That is way too high. If you would have taken, if Vumpy would have taken pole, then yeah, sure, but like a very high position here, P2, P3, P4, then yeah, but no, you have to go like low down for setup so that you can actually overtake people. I mean, that's his problem, I guess. He's stuck behind Yingaboy for a very long time, and actually he has Trent back behind him, and he almost gets overtaken by Trent. May I say that Trent was spun mid-race, and he's now behind Yingaboy and Vumpy. Just shows that Vumpy just cannot get in front of Yingaboy. Yingaboy still has pretty decent amount of ERS, Vumpy doesn't. Vumpy just would have needed to save a bit of ERS and then just go fully at it on Yingaboy, and then in the second sector just try and overtake him there. Vumpy and Trent behind Yingaboy. In the meantime, let's look at people in front. Lightning still behind Wave. Frizzy not trying to go for an overtake. Drill and Paul are still staying in P5 and P6. Alex, well, he has to look behind a bit. Vumpy finally tries to go in front of Yingaboy, but now on the exit of turn 2 and 3, Yingaboy gets a 3-second time penalty. But now into this DRS straight, Yingaboy has probably a better straight line speed. Yingaboy doesn't use his DRS, but sends it down inside into turn 4. There's a bit of contact, but Yingaboy didn't get spun. Just a bit of correction there mid corner, so that the car doesn't fully lose itself. But Vumpy finally in front of Yingaboy. Laurie now yet another driver that retires, this time in the pits. A lot of drivers that have retired just like that. But yeah, Vumpy finally in front of Yingaboy, but this could well go the different ways, since he hasn't, with that high downforce setup, he still hasn't gone away from Yingaboy, and he could honestly get overtaken by Trent into turn 1 if Yingaboy are gonna if both of these are gonna use mass amount of ERS, which he's getting overtaken by Trent. Well, he couldn't get overtaken by Trent since he was blocked. But yeah, again, Yengaboy is back in front of Vumpy. Trent almost had a go, but he couldn't. Pretty much nowhere. Yellow's in here, so they can't overtake each other any way, shape, or form. Unless Yengaboy would have just, I don't know, would have binned it into a wall as Trent almost bins it through turn 5. In the meantime, in front, between Alex and Chesney, Alex was briefly behind Riz, but Riz got yet again back overtaken by Alex. Lightning barely keeping up with Wave. Now this is a bit interesting. Wave is actually kind of trying to pull away from Lightning. Lightning has 50% of ERS. Wave almost 100%. Well, more 90, but same thing really at this case. But yeah, Wave has amazing pace at the moment. He has a beautiful pace. Is he gonna get overtaken by Lightning? Lightning is closing in a lot. No, he doesn't. Behind though, his teammate might get overtaken, and he does get overtaken. Frizzy up to P3 in front of DC. Meanwhile, behind Drill and Pole stay the same. These three stay the same. Vumpy still can't overtake for shit because of his ridiculously high downforce. That he has 43. Sorry, 48, 43. Jesus fucking Christ. Seriously, that's a setup more for like, I don't know, a high downforce setup, not for Brazil where you need the straight line speed too. That's his problem, I guess. I mean, at the moment on track with this, if it's gonna finish like this, then he's gonna finish P9. In front though, DC in front of Frizzy's Driller. Is he gonna go for the overtake on Frizzy? No, he doesn't want to go. Although, to be fair, he had the perfect place to overtake him. And he could have had a perfect run of overtaking Frizzy. Behind, in front, Lightning still just staying behind Wave. Just doesn't want to overtake Wave yet. Just waiting for that final lap. Meanwhile, behind, Ricky and Gabby, the two goats, fighting for the penultimate place of the race. And Ricky tries to go around the outside, but Gabby beautifully defends. And Ricky is still behind Gabby. Of course, Gabby has 3 seconds, but Ricky's staying P14 and aka last of the first of the last. Yeah. In front, Lightning is still gonna be behind. Probably Frizzy again overtakes DC into turn 1 or before turn 1, and he is up to P3. Trent, thank you for VisileBoar. He's trying to overtake Vumpy, and he is gonna get him. Vumpy, is he gonna try and overtake Yengaboy? No, he doesn't, and Trent gets a beautiful overtake on Vumpy. Now, this is the reason why Vumpy would have needed that straight line speed, and he doesn't have it. He does not have it, and with the ERS as well, just cannot get anything done. Gabby gets another 3-second time penalty. Frizzy, something has happened with him, since he's dropped down to P6 from P4, and he has a 1.8 second gap to pole. Something must have happened there. Maybe the same thing that Trent avoided. Basically, in turn 5, that curve, he just went too long and too high on that, and that just, lost him the rear. GP2 engineering on straight, plus he can't take 1 second advantage in turn 2. Yeah, I mean, he just can't do anything. He literally can't do anything. In the meantime, DC is a bit catching to the cars in front. Lightning has overtaken Wave finally. Behind, Alex and Chesney Riz are having their own little fight. Riz is trying to overtake Alex into turn number 4, and he does overtake him. YingaBoy and Trent are fighting into turn 4 too. YingaBoy is still in front of Trent. Alex though is around the outside of chasing Riz into turn 6 and 7, and a beautiful overtake. What a move by Alex. 6 and 7 around the outside of the Ferrari, and he's back in front of the Ferrari into turn 8. What a move by Alex. That was just a French kiss on that. A French kiss on that. Just almighty. Yeah, and as you point out, VisileBoar, a DRS train from P1 to P5, and now this is gonna spice up the fight for the win, as DC gets a 3-second time penalty, unfortunately, through turn 2. And, well, at the moment on track, he's gonna finish P5. Yeah. Yeah, DC Suzuki had a good chance, good run for the win, but unfortunately with that 3 seconds, unless everyone within this who is within this train gets a 3 second, then unfortunately that's DC's dreams of getting a win are over, unless he's gonna get one of those warnings away somehow. So yeah, 13 drivers is a bit, it's a bit ridiculous with the amount of DNFs. Okay, now we're gonna be ending lap 28 and starting 29 shortly. Wave has to think about drivers behind, because DC is right behind him, right behind his ass. But he might have to overtake Lightning. The doesn't want to run outside. He goes though into turn 1, into turn 2. They're gonna be side by side, and F1 Lightning should get the DRS. We'll see in the end, but I don't think DC almost lost it on the exit of turn 3, and yes, Wave doesn't have the DRS, and Wave got cooked by the 2 McLarens, and DC is in front of Wave. Now this is a good scenario for the McLarens, because now just DC kind of needs to, well, hold up the cars behind, and as well Lightning to just get the fuck away from DC, as well keeping DC within that 1 second. Basically, it's just all tactical stuff, and these two are talking in a VC, so they know what to do, and they as well have Bob the Shark in there, so a great engineer there as well. Bono, it's hammer time, and Wave is gonna try and overtake DC in around the outside of turn 1 on lap 30. Around the outside, is that gonna be a way to go? Yes, it is. There's contact between them. They go off track, and oi, there goes Wave into Drilla. Oi, beautiful race by Wave. Had to be run. That's all. He almost takes out Frizzy. Wave, yet another great race from him. Gets, well, destroyed by, first of all, an incident with DC, and then just dangerous rejoin, almost taking out Drilla, and then Frizzy as he tried to get back into the racetrack. And he has damaged front wing too, and all he can think for at the moment is P5. Well, technically P4, since he's within that 1 second of Frizzy, so DC, but you know. Drilla doesn't have the DRS on Lightning. Drilla has a bit more ERS though. Lightning is using all of his ERS, or at least he did use. And Drilla, is he gonna get that DRS? I believe he's gonna get that. Yeah, he's gonna get the DRS on F1 Lightning on the back straight. DC, I mean, I think that was just pure wheel lock moments. DC, what was that? I don't know, but DC still behind pole. Yeah. DC's race as well, a bit compromised with that incident with Wave, and sort of tried Tried to sort of overtake Paul somewhere. Yeah, Wave got really cooked. Wave got really cooked. Champ, just a disaster from him. And he gets dived down inside by Ricky into turn 6 or 7. Has damaged front wing as well. That is just pain for Champ. Ay. F1 Lightning though. Is he gonna be in front of Drilla into turn 1? Is Drilla gonna go for the overtake? No, he doesn't. As well as DC stays behind of Pole, at least for now. Drilla now into turn 4. Is he gonna think about an overtake there? Maybe. Lightning is using his ERS. Drilla doesn't. Drilla sees that Lightning is flashing. Maybe he doesn't know that Lightning is low on ERS, but he definitely knows that he tried something, and he probably as well now realizes that maybe actually Lightning is low on ERS, since he's flashing a lot, and Lightning isn't losing that much pace, because if he would have been on none, then Lightning would have been losing a lot of time. Basically just his pace overall he would have been shite on the exits of the corners and all that. Drilla 100%, close to 100%. Lightning 60%. He tried to recover almost everything that he could have, which it could have been in none, to be fair, with his ERS. But that DRS from that Aston Martin, I think is going to be easily Drilla into turn 1 in the lead. Maybe not that easily though. Side by side as well, DC behind, and one McLaren gains a position. Second McLaren loses a position, but it could be that the second McLaren is going to regain that position, although he doesn't have DRS. He doesn't have ERS, but Drilla is going to get overtaken by F1 Lightning. And DC is trying to get as well Drilla around the outside of turn 6 and 7, and this is the teamwork that they needed. DC almost goes into the grass in turn 6 and 7, and these are now fighting for that P2 and P3. Pole is getting himself involved in here as well, trying to get in front of Pole, in front of DC, but he can't. And now this allows Frizzy and Wave to be back in this fight as well. These two who didn't have the DRS, one didn't have the DRS by probably his mistake, and the second one by, well, one being called an incident and second just awareness being shite, are back now in the DRS. Drilla gets almost tried to overtake Lightning, but gets overtaken by the second McLaren of DC as we start lap 34 out of 36. Pole not close enough to think about over move on Drilla, but he might have to think about behind, because Frizzy is trying to get in front of him, and as they go slip side into turn 4, Frizzy is in front of Pole. Frizzy up to P4. Of course, with his penalty, then it's gonna be back down to P6. Chesney Riz and Alex side by side into turn 4 and 5, and Alex is gonna be in front of Chesney. Yes, he's gonna be in front of Chesney. Yeah, Paul at the moment is in P3, which is amazing. DC doing the teammate work that he needs to do. Although I'd say he would love to get that DRS as Wave. A mistake, a costly mistake that drops him from the DRS on Paul to giving the DRS to Alex, and he's gonna fight to keep that P6. Not just to have that P6, to keep that P6. Drilla overtakes DC into turn number 1. Is Drilla gonna get that DRS on Lightning though? On the exit of turn 2, he might have. He could have. Does he have? No, he doesn't. And DC is gonna easily overtake him into turn number 4. And DC back into turn into P2. But Drilla's still around the outside, tries to hang in there. Actually, on the inside. But DC, now he's gonna just hold up Drilla a bit, so that Lightning can get that easy W. In the meantime, Pole overtook Frizzy. But there's a bit more stuff happening in front. As we're gonna soon start lap 36 out of 36, last lap of this Grand Prix. And then we're gonna see who is gonna be in P2 technically, because Lightning has that 1 second gap over DC. DC is doing the great Sergio Perez stuff. Drilla should get easily DC, but he goes around the outside. Well, he kinda didn't want to go for an overtake, because a bit wide in turn 2, gets compromised into turn 2. And now, is he gonna be able to overtake DC into turn number 4 actually? I don't think so. And behind, Frizzy tries to go in front of Pole. Dives down inside. And he does go in front of Pole, so he goes up to P4. Behind, Wave keeps that P6 at the moment alive for now. But of course, there's this final DRS straight to the finish line. And we'll see who is going to be there in front. Vampy and Yingaboy are fighting for that P9. That Vampy's still behind Yingaboy. He's still behind him. He's still stuck there. Oh my goodness me. F1 Lightning at the end looks to be safe and sound for that race win, thanks to DC doing great God's work for him. It looks like Lightning is gonna win his third race of the season. But behind, who is gonna be finishing in P2 on track at least? Is it gonna be Drilla? Is it gonna be DC? It's gonna be DC at least on track in P2. But it's Drilla after penalties. It's Drilla P2. Pole gets probably his first podium of the season. Maybe as well with Drilla. I don't know. DC drops down to P4. Frizzy P5. Wave got that P6 unfortunately. After those contacts. Alex P7, Shiznimir's P8, Vampy P9 only, Trent P10, Yingaboy P11, Ricky P12, Champ P13. This has been a horrible race for our top 3, top 4 even, in the championship. The only real one, I mean, the only one from the championship that was for the contention for the championship that scored actually points was F1 Lightning. And with this result means that Vampy, who gets driver today, but honestly I can't lie, I would say either it's gonna be Pole, Drilla, Wave, F1 Kid or DC. But yeah, I mean, F1 Lightning, from the top 6 that initially were for the contention for the championship, it reduces to 4 people, since F1 Lightning outscored Vampy, Champ and Yingaboy by a massive amount, which the gap was 36, and now the gap is, well, it's going to be less, and now it's going to be somewhere like in the 10s, like 15, probably somewhere around there, close there, okay, 13. And yeah, Vampy P2 points, which could be as well vital. Yingaboy only P11, Chimp P13. Oh my goodness me, the championship. Oh, this is now taking a whole ass toll on the championship. This is a big turnaround in the championship. By the way, I mentioned VCarb won the constructors, as Alpine only got 2 points, and the gap being 76 points, now reducing to 74. VCarb are the champions of HRR Season 7, but that's just a side thing, that with Yingaboy and Chimp doing their magic on track, it was inevitable when they were going to win the championship. And it didn't happen last race. Now it's happened in this race. Although, into the next race, they're going to have to practice a lot. Because, I mean, Mexico and Brazil, I mean, all from the first 2 races of our as we went into the double digit rounds, just they fumbled. They could have sort of run away or have good finishes and all that, but Yeah, as well that. But, you know, I'm talking about really drop of form. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But all I can say is that next race is gonna be a hell of a one. Vampy leads the championship at the moment by 3 points in front of Champ. Younger Boy is now 9 points behind Vampy. And if your calculations are correct, VisileBoar, then the gap now between Zinc, the F1 Lightning, F1 Lightning, and a Vampy is 13 points. That means, well, we're gonna have one heck of a final race. And as well, it's Las Vegas. So, yeah. 23. It's 25. No, wait. Okay, no, nothing. Don't worry. Don't worry, VisileBoar. Do not worry. Yeah, that. Although to be fair, if Kid gets fastest lap, and if Kid gets fastest lap, and Vampy finishes P4, then as well that's then Vampy as well loses like that. Yeah, these all calculations are gonna be probably done before the next race next week. In their own time between after this race that happened and then before the final race of the season. It's just gonna be big ass calculation disaster for either me or Young Boy or whoever is gonna be doing them, at least for me. Yeah. Vampy is still leading the championship. Wait. Hold on. I just want to point this out. For P4 you get 12 points. For win you get 25, and for fast lap you get 26. That's already 14 points. So I mean, the thing that you said is still true with the wins, but if the gap is 13 points, then it's good. Then it's still anyways good like that. You don't need to include the wins. But yeah, next week is gonna be Las Vegas. I guess a good finale for the season. At least there's gonna be drama to the final lap with the massive straight that is the Las Vegas Strip, and just the ridiculously low the ridiculously low downforce. Yeah, he has to. Well, I mean, even if he gets P2, then he can lose because Chimp is still 3 points behind him. So yeah. I mean, if you're talking about F1 Kid, then he needs a podium minimum. Yeah. About F1, these calculations are gonna be done before the next race. Fuck maths. Anyways, yeah, next race is gonna be Las Vegas. So yeah, great finale. This one is gonna be for the drivers championship, and the constructors is already done. So yeah, I guess see you next week for the final race of the season of season 7, round 12. Ciao. Bye.